smell of the bells. Who knew? Slob on the knob, corn on the cob, check in with me and do your job. Lay on the bed and give me head. Don't have to ask, don't have to beg. Juicy is my name, sex is my game. Let's call the boys, let's run a train. Squeeze on the nuts, lick on my butt. Natural curly hair. Hey y'all, it's your girl Marisa Star One, and we are here with another day of motherfucking reactness. Okay. Ooh, child. I saw some tea spill over into the streets that disturbed my spirit, y'all. So we're just gonna touch on two little quick topics, and then I'll let y'all go. I ain't gonna make it no long, drawn out thing since we did chat for over 2 hours yesterday, but y'all, let's get into it. Jasmine Dukes, I'm going to have to call you to the front of the congregation, ma'am. Step into the pulpit. We need to have some words. So, this happened. Oh, child, let me see. What's my best Mama Dukes voice? Hold on. Me. Glad you deleted me, you disrespected ass. If a man doesn't respect your mom, he will never respect you. Now let that sink in. 100. No Rudy Poo ass nigga will ever be able to disrespect me. You better get your life together. Okay? That's what was said. Now, let's dissect this for a moment, because we not just gonna jump to conclusions. Let's use our good common sense that we were blessed with, most of us. Glad you deleted me. And she was speaking to somebody who is apparently disrespectful. Okay, got that word. If a man doesn't respect your mom, he will never respect you. Okay, so to our knowledge, Cheryl has 3 children. One is in, not around, and she has intellectual disability to the point where she requires a significant amount of care. Okay, so that eliminates the oldest child. Okay, then we have Keyshawn. Is it Keyshawn? Whatever. Jasmine's brother. Okay, Jasmine's brother, and I think, does he have a white girlfriend or something? He's not gay. Okay, so let's ease on down the road. Who does that leave? Okay, as far as who are Cheryl Duke's kids, that would be Jasmine Dukes. And as far as we know, Jasmine dates men. Okay, of course she has a man in her life. So with that being said, Mama Duke says, if a man doesn't respect your mom, he will never respect you. Come here, Jasmine. Jasmine, come here. Because you know I'll take it slow with you, girl. I got a little bit of patience for your situation. So you know I'll take it slow with you. But we're going to need to talk, baby. Baby girl, baby love, sweetheart, sweetie, okay? I need to share some information with you. I need you to understand the severity of these type of situations and what that may mean for your life and your children's life going forward, okay? Jasmine, under no circumstances are you in a position, or is anybody in a position who has a good relationship with their parents or their family, to allow one singular person to interfere with your familial relationship. First of all, a mother's love is irreplaceable. Second of all, a grandmother's love is even stronger than that. See, y'all, we have to take into account Jasmine's situation, okay? The brain situation, child, the brain. Because we see her as fully functional, but the brain is not. It's a misfiring of the neurons and the electrons or whatever the hell we got in our brain. It's a misfiring that leads to Jasmine having intellectual delays. So she might get it, but it's going to be way after everybody else. But Jasmine, You need to always follow your mother. She is the only person in your life besides your children who does not have an ulterior motive. Your mother has loved you, child, when you was with the pimp. Now that you with Chris and popping out babies you don't need to have. Your mother always defends you to the public. Your mother is always present for her grandchildren. She's been there for you when you've needed it, when you've been in relationships and out of relationships. Because we have seen times where you had to call on your mother while you were in a romantic relationship, which makes no sense to somebody like me. But there's you, and then there's me, girl. Never forsake your mother for a man. And it's not that you have to choose either Chris or your mama. But let's be clear, your mama is your mama, and she will always be your mama. Chris is just Chris, and ain't no telling where he gonna be 10 years from now. Your mama's still gonna be your mama, whether she's on this earth or whether she has gone to the heavenly gates, or no matter if y'all speaking or not, she's still your mother. And your mother has been there for you. Now, I do think your mama at some point in time had dropped the ball when you said she was working them 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs, because it's a lot lacking. But your mother is still your mother. And I think that's why she is more present in her grandchildren's lives, because a lot of parents have to compensate for the time they miss and the things that they did wrong with their own biological children, and they compensate for that with their grandchildren. So we know Cheryl Dukes is very present with your children. You cannot allow whatever situation Chris and your mama got going on to fracture you and your mother's relationship. So whatever is going on between Chris and Cheryl, first things first. Now, we've known Chris to do certain things, and he will reach out and apologize. So that needs to be the first thing. You and him need to sit at the table on speakerphone and call your mama on FaceTime or video chat, duo, whatever y'all have. And he needs to go ahead and issue his apology, especially if he was disrespectful towards your mama. That's numero uno. Number 2, did you already cuss him out? Because one thing about it, and two things for sure, bitch, I don't care where me and my mama at, because it's been times me and my mother do not talk. It's been times where we talk every day. It's been times where we've been good girlfriends. It's been times where, child, she get on my damn nerves. So all of these things can be true, but one thing about it, and two things for sure, I'll pop my little stuff about my mama and say I should get on my nerves and she this, that, and the third. But one thing about it, two things for sure, you're not going to talk and disrespect my mother, period. I don't care who you are. Sometimes I check my own family members. Hell, I didn't check my own child. Don't talk to my mama like that. When he called himself getting a little smart mouth, because they get they get to feeling themselves at a certain point once they learn how to talk, child. You're not gonna talk to my mother like that. Period. Point blank. So if you have not checked that nigga, I would highly suggest you go ahead and girl, that's your mom. Nobody should be able to no. Nobody can disrespect your mother. That's your mother. And see, this is why I had to swear off dealing with people who don't have the family ties that I have, or who have not been blessed enough to experience that. See, Chris lost his mom at a young age, and I don't think he has a father. I think both of his parents are deceased, and I think he might have aunts and sisters and things like that, but that is not the same as parental love, parental relationship, parental closeness, especially as you become an adult and start having your own children. He has not been blessed enough to experience that. See, I had to swear them type of people off, because a lot of them people are raised in the struggle, child. They weren't brought up, they were drug up. So you have to, when you're looking for a partner, find somebody who is equally yoked in the background, because child, he don't know how to have a relationship as an adult with a mother. And then, Chris, instead of taking issue with Jasmine's mother, wouldn't you want to embrace her as a mother figure, being that you don't have one? And if your mother was here, do you think you would allow Jasmine to get smart and disrespect your damn mama, and she would still be relevant and around? I don't think so. And if you truly love Jasmine, you wouldn't even put her in that position. And now you of all people know that girl ain't got it all. She is not firing on all cylinders. No. So I really hate to see that. Jasmine, you got to stand up for your mama. If that means that you and Chris is no more, then it is what it is. The hell, what's the percentage of successful rates of unwed baby mama, baby daddy relationships anyway, child? Y'all was not going to be together 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. But your mother will always be your mother. Girl, you need to fix that shit expeditiously. That means quickly, Jasmine. As quick as possible, okay? So let's get into the facts, y'all. Shout out to Dr. Susie. How to cope when your parents and your partner don't get along, okay? First of all, you need to be realistic. You got to listen to your family when they're able to give you specific examples of ways in which you're being emotionally or psychologically mistreated by your partner. So if your mama is waving a red flag about something, she don't have no reason to lie to you. She don't have no reason to want to see you lonely. Hell, she been with her special friend for what, a decade or two? Come on now. They have hard data that is significantly concerning about a partner's past that is from reliable primary sources. And if they voice complaints that have to do with how you're treated or serious concerns about your welfare. We can get so lost in our so-called fantasy world and romantic relationships that we are willing to alienate ourselves from everybody else. Girl, you have whole kids to think of, not just yourself. They need their grandmother. Trust me. When complaints about your partners become a pattern, some parents are simply going to find fault with every partner their child brings home. We don't know specifically how your mom felt about Philip, so those are the only two relationships we know you to be in, but I don't think she was particularly nitpicky. So the fact that now, see, this is the two things that Chris and Philip differ in now. Philip is extremely charming. He ugly than a motherfucker, but he is extremely charming. Chris is extremely abrasive. He don't really know how to deal and talk with people. Coping strategies. Decide whether or not you feel it's worth the stress to spend time as a couple with your parents. If you're willing to get together, see, all this ain't even relevant at this point because it sounds like your mama is a little fed up. Jasmine, you need to sit them two adults down, even if it's over the phone on FaceTime. And Chris needs to apologize to your mother. Even if he don't feel like he was wrong, there is no circumstances where it would be acceptable for a whole grown man to disrespect my mama. Boy, I will fight you up in here. Do you understand? You could say you and your baby can leave. Take the baby with you. Don't play with me. That's one thing we not fixing to play about. It's a few people in my life that, bitch, they don't go. Period. So, I mean, what you want to do, bro? You ain't got no mama. You don't want me to have one? Oh, no. We not too much doing that. Jasmine, you got to fix that shit, and you need to do it fast. Never pick a man or anybody over your mom. Period. And we have seen these women do that. Like, they get a man, and all of a sudden, their mom, who was basically filling in as their baby daddies and their partners, support partners in life, they get a man, and all of a sudden, no, nobody see hide no hair or the mamas no more. Now, we're not going for that shit, bruh. Fix that with your mother. Period. And do not allow that man. And if you have to buck up in his face and do whatever you got to do on behalf of your mama, you need to do so. That's your mom. But like your mother said, a man who doesn't respect your mother can never respect you. Because, bitch, I am my mother. Whole point. That's how I got here. You're welcome. Yeah, he needs to get on that phone or get face to face, and he needs to apologize to your mother. And it should never happen again. Now, that's one thing I will set an ultimatum about, bitch. If I ever feel like you disrespecting my mom or trying to alienate me from the people who I know love me for sure, bitch, you gone. Baby, no, bitch, you gone. 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 You hear me? Gone. That's it. And you ain't got to choose, but your mama is your mama. And if Chris can't respect your mama, then he can't respect you. He don't respect your kids. Do we have any questions? Okay. Now we're going to get into something briefly because, there was a whole debacle a couple days ago where, you know, StrongMommyChrissy hopped up here. She was saying the whoop-de-whoop and, oh, DeMarcus's other child hair is never done and the this, that, and the third. And she trying to make me feel some type of way like my kids aren't loved and blah, blah, blah. So can we just take a moment to appreciate the beauty of familial love? Can we take a moment to appreciate the fact that mature adults can come together to celebrate the next phase of life for a child? Can we just take a moment to appreciate these facts? I want to take a moment to appreciate that. And I'm not going to play the video, but this is our little YouTube niece. This is Susie and her pop-pop. Yes, that would be DeMarcus's father, because you know, Chrissy would lead everybody to believe that it's everybody else. It's everybody else's fault that nobody has a relationship with her and them kids. Honey, out of 7 men, if you can't manage to have a relationship with at least, child, I'll give you 50%. I'll give you 3.5. If you can't manage to have a relationship with the families of 3.5 of your kids, you are the problem. You don't have to be perfect to be cordial and get along, but you keep up too much shit, and you are in fact alienating your children from having these memories and long-lasting vibes with people who could potentially love them. Now, you sat up there and talked about this girl's child and talked about how her hair don't be done and this, that, and the third. Girl, where? I have never once in video nor image seen this little girl, and she has not been, number one, age appropriate, something Chrissy still has yet to master, and number two, not put together. Now, as you can see, her hair is up. It looks like a ponytail with a little bow. Very age appropriate. Very neat. You can tell that Steffi takes time to pour into her children. Girl, you are just hateful and you are mad. But you're going to have to stay mad because you are the common denominator. You need to fix yourself. So let's get into baby Susie being celebrated for turning 2. And I believe that was this summer. With her pop-up, don't deprive these kids of the relationship that they could potentially have because you're mad, you're bitter, and you can't move on, girl. So when she said that your kids would probably be better off with them, what she means is stability, functionality, not what type of house they might live in, not what type of rental property, an empty one at that, they might live in. Okay. So this is y'all girl Marisa Star 1. We have got to do better, y'all. Got to do better.